piece of technology here, right? This is the layer. This is from Cruise. They have other mapping elements, sensors on the corners, right?
Right.
So they can sense the whole environment. They can read the whole environment. And these taxis are obviously driverless, right? They have no driver inside, and it's just the cars by themselves, right? And this is one way you can express how the future of cars will look like, right? Tell us the story. How
That's
those robotics are going to be involved in cars.
like I imagine the world in the 2035 like just exhausted of SUVs right now
Okay,
because like there will be no space enough to circulate. So
okay,
we need
that's true.
smaller things.
Yeah,
And I was thinking of something that can give you this feeling of an SUV. Like, people like SUVs because they feel safer and they have like a higher position and like um trying to recreate this having a high position, but like in a compact way to not
okay,
lose the feeling of the SUV-ish, but
yeah,
smaller.
yeah,
And I feel like robotics interact in this way, like maybe you just have a whole electrochromic glass, and maybe the side panel can open laterally, like full entry, like a bus,
yeah.
maybe something like that.
Okay,
And I chose not robotic inspiration. Like I chose like Mexican product things.
okay, nice,
Uh,
nice.
yeah, and tried to get like a simple volume
Yeah,
that can like not going like too much complex, honestly.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I think it's key that you go very simple, right? You don't have to do things overcomplicated, especially if it's going to be a car that just transport people from point A to B, right?
Yeah,
So, and I think usually simple volumes work very well because even though they're simple, doesn't mean it's easy because you need to take care of all the you need to make sure the surface run very nice. And you can also add nice details, right? Who and those details are gonna enhance your design. So,
yeah. And
okay, I
yeah,
mean,
basically that's all.
yeah, okay. I mean, it's interesting. So, how do you feel about doing this project? Did you like it? Is
Yeah, I like it.
uncommon?
Uh, yeah, like think about the 2035, like might seem long, but I feel like in terms of cars, it's going to be like kind of fast,
Yeah,
because like we're seeing crazy things right now.
yeah,
And yeah, I think it was like a good exercise. Like I didn't spend too much time, honestly, being
hmm,
honest.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But yeah, I like it.
yeah, yeah. No, and I mean, you'd be surprised for cars. 2035 is not that crazy because
It's normal thing.
from sketch to production line, it's at least 5 years,
Yeah.
like average, right? So it means that we're sketching now the cars that are going to be shown on 2030 already.
Okay.
So
Okay. Yeah.
2035 is not that crazy. In 5 years, we're gonna be sketching cars for 2035. So
Yeah. So
because it's a
pretty
long
close.
process. It's a long process. That's why 2035 is not that crazy. So if I say, well, 2045, well, yeah, it's a little bit out there. 2050, yeah, sure. You need to go even crazier. But 2035, just have a look at the current technology, right? You guys can do a little bit more in-depth research by you go to Google, you research robotics today or future of robotics or categories of robotics, what kind of robotics. And you're gonna find topics, right? You're gonna find actuators, you're gonna find uh, smart materials, you're gonna find humanoids, you're gonna find construction, manufacturing, you're gonna find all kinds of type of robotics. and you can literally choose a topic and you can make a project out of it, right? If it's construction, you're gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna make a car or a vehicle that is for construction workers for the future, right? Because that's what they say, right? The construction, the AI or technology is gonna take over construction guys, construction
Yeah.
workers, right? And it's gonna be just robots, but you don't even know if it's a guy on a robot who's gonna do the construction work, not literally just a robot, right? Maybe there's going
Okay.
to be a transition first, right? Where the guy is gonna be on top of this machine, right? That is a combination between an automobile with robotic arms that are gonna carry big loads of weight and they're gonna arrange things, right? So you don't know. So, and I would say that could be what one topic, right? Construction, right? Another topic can be like space. I see that somebody did a space proposal, so we can see. So space, right? What is it about, right? Is it going to be in the moon? Is it going to be in the International Space Station? Is it going to be floating there in space? Try to do some master mining, right? Or is it going to be inside of a space settlement, right? It's going to be a different type of car, right? A car that is not going to deal with gravity, right? So that's going to be big because it means weight doesn't matter that much, right? Size doesn't matter that much because it's space, right? There's no gravity force there. So those are the things and thoughts that you guys need to start thinking about, right? So what is it, right? What is exactly the vision that you want to show on cars and robotics? But just as I said, it's not too deep in research, but it's just like go and do a little bit of research and it'll give you certain topics and just keep it simple, right? As I did right now, just like construction. Okay, a car that people are going to use it for construction. Space. Oh, a car that doesn't deal with gravity. I don't know. AI. A car who is gonna guess what you want to eat today. I don't know. It's like anything. Can be anything, right? So, but yeah, just try to choose a topic. And whatever you guys did today, you can keep evolving that, right? You can just pour more information into your car, and you guys can find more ways uh, to solve the problem or to build a strong project, right?
Right, right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, in general, I like the idea of the pod, right? I like the idea of having just a having just a big thing, more like a boss, right? So you're thinking probably like this is like a boss type of thing, right?
Yeah.
The proportions, right? Something big. Yeah. So, for example, here, there's maybe this pod is going to be, it seems to me that it's going to be autonomous, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So there's technology, right? Later, right? Which is a type of technology who through lasers can map the terrain, and that's how autonomous cars move around, right? So those are like little cylinders here. I don't know if you guys been in San Francisco or if you guys see on internet cities of San Francisco, especially where they're testing the cars. So they have a big piece of technology on top, right? Which is all the lidar technology, all the mapping.
Also, the Chinese like
Yeah,
Neo have that.
yeah, yeah. Oh, there's a company called Cruise, right? Cruise literally works with I think it's not Jaguar. No, it's not Jaguar. Well, I don't know. It works with a car brand, right? And they used to work with General Motors, I think. So, but they have a big uh software in here, software hardware on the top of the cars, and that's literally what they provide. And that thing start mapping the environment, right? Through
Oh,
lasers.
the taxis from Jaguar, like the Jaxi, Jaguar
Yes.
taxis, right?
Yes, Jaguar, and so is Jaguar then. So okay, so yeah, but they start mapping the environment, and they start like those lasers. I I've, I have no idea how exactly that technology works, but I assume that those lasers bounce information or grab information from the object, and then there's a receiver, which is this guy, and they can sort of like map and avoid that type of objects, right? So, but this is what I mean. You guys can go a little bit more in depth, right? So, just give me a second. I'll give you some examples here. Um, Autonomous cars. Let me just bring you an image of how this thing looks, right? So, but as I said, you just need to find just a piece of technology, right? I don't want you to become a scientist, right? I mean, if you want, you can do it, but I just want you to to make sense of your project. That's it, right? So this is how mapping looks, right? Right? This, technically, right? And as I said, you have a device, piece of technology here, right? And it can just shoot out and map the terrain, right? So the sensors and all that can see that this is clear, right? And if it was an object in front of the car, well, the sensors tells you and the car stops, or the car is gonna dodge it, right? So cruise, right? Let me put another image here. There you go. So this is the guy that I was talking about. Oops, too small. There you go. You guys see it?
Yeah.
So this is what you can do, Jair. You can just grab piece of technology here, right? This is the layer. This is from Cruise. They have other mapping elements, sensors on the corners, right? So
Right.
they can sense the whole environment. They can read the whole environment. And these taxis are obviously driverless, right? They have no driver inside, and it's just the cars by themselves, right? And this is one way you can express how the future of cars will look like, right? Instead of
Okay, yeah.
having just because these are testing vehicles, right? It's not, I mean, some of them work, but it's not like this is not global yet, right? It'll be, but it's not global yet. But this is a good time, and you're gonna be a little bit of you can be a little bit ahead, right, on the game if you come up already with a new car that is going to use this technology, right?
Okay.
And you can make the argument that okay, this is robotics. Why? Because there's the machine does the job, right? Because at the end of the day, our car is a robot, anyways, right? If you think about it, right? It's a piece of software who perform tasks, right? And if it's going to be autonomous, it's literally a robot. It's not going to be a humanoid robot, but it's a robot, right? So just think about those type of things that you can execute. Have a look at the technology here, right?
Okay, yeah.
And try to come up with sketches of how are you gonna integrate these
That
pieces
technology. Yeah.
into your design, right? So you can take literally what you've done and just take it to the next level, right?
Okay, okay, yeah, I get the
Yeah,
point. Yeah.
yeah.
So
Okay.
useful.
Yeah. All right. So, yep. So I'm gonna try to give you guys some feedback and maybe I believe after this session next week, you guys gonna come up with something even better. So